Alright everybody, so we have two of Onision's videos to go through today. I'm going to do two more here in a little bit. Now, before I get into today's videos, I want to say that there is no stream today. Everybody in the house is kind of sick, so everybody's kind of like staying asleep, and they're not feeling very good. We've all kind of been in and out of this funk, and hopefully we'll all be okay pretty soon. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear me pretty well or not. We'll see how this goes. But I do have a couple of things I want to say. I have a Patreon. My Patreon is going to be in the link below. I'm trying to say relatively quiet for this. As quiet as I possibly can be. We have two videos to go through. The first one is called Woah, and the second one is called fuck it, who cares? We're gonna skip a lot of things. We're gonna try to get through as much of it as possible. We still have, after this we'll have, I think, 18 videos to do. Still quite a lot because he uploaded too goddamn many, and we will check it out. First of all, let's go right through this one's 15 minutes. We have a lot to go through, so that's fun. All right, let's go through it.
Okay, so I want to talk about a few things. I was told that somebody quoted Socrates, and they said when someone loses, they resort to slander, which is rich, coming from someone who literally accused someone of assaulting. How many women was it? 12? The dude just like literally looks like literally. Okay, you can't operate an investigation this way, where you say, like, for instance, let's say that I said Yogi Bear was a.
No. Okay, so we're gonna skip his analogy bullshit. That's about 10 seconds, probably.
So the first person I ask leading questions, because I'm not a real journalist, I'm a fucking con.
Him laughing. We're gonna skip that.
And they say, oh, when I was, 19. And then they go, so they have pictures of you that you're not 19, you're younger? And the other person's like, no. And so then they're like, so wait, you're not helping my investigation because I have a clear agenda here, and I only want to prove that this person's a horrible person.
Oh, he's just being pissy because because he's got a lot of investigations open on him. So let's cut that.
That's not how you run an investigation. The way you run an investigation is first
of all, how do you know? And second, you're not in law enforcement, so eat a dick.
First of all, you don't publicize it all. You don't cap.
You can say that there is one, like I said before in the last video. You can say that there is one. You can't go into details of it to the public. That is what is happening. He's saying that there is one, that he just can't talk about a lot of it. Okay? Okay, we're done.
This happened. This is the worst.
Oh, shut up, Onision. He can do whatever he wants. Oh.
News.google.com. Type in Chris Hansen. CHRISHANSEN. Okay.
Funny enough, you didn't do that whenever you were serving the wrong one. So skip.
Just the divorce. You'll say the divorce, obviously.
Doesn't matter. You're just recapping what you said last time.
Will just beat me down, and I didn't defend.
And he's doing the poor pitiful me stuff. He's doing the poor pitiful me. He's the only victim in this. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada. Skip.
Occurring thing where I see people and I don't know who they are. This is like the first time I'm actually seeing their face. Like the first time I'm ever seeing a video of them. And they're saying, oh yeah, this and this happened. And you're sitting here and you're going,
I'm pretty sure he's talking about Adam here. Adam had nothing to do with you, Greg. Adam was talking about Kai. Kai was the one who initially started, talking to Kai when they were young, and just the way Kai treats people is terrible. Okay, skip.
I think I had text conversations with her about the idea of dating Kai. Kai had found her and started talking to this 20-something-year-old. But now she's some kind of super victim, even though we never.
Victim blaming, skip.
When you accuse people of being a pedo is when somebody's actually into prepubescent children.
No, 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 no. No. No, 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 no. Anyone under the age of 17, anyone. It's not just prepubescent kids, okay? It's anyone under the age of 17. So, lie, 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 lie. Skip.
You. So when people say that someone would be attracted to that, I'm sitting here going, how? And it would be interesting to hear someone explain how. How would you ever want to be attracted to a child?
How do you do it? I mean, how do you, conscientiously date someone who's well under the age of 18, and just because you could put the and a half in there doesn't change the fact that they're still 17 years old. Skip.
And that's because they're problematic. They're kind of creepy to me, and they make me uncomfortable.
You make everybody else uncomfortable, you freaking piece of shit.
18-year-olds make me a little uncomfortable, but it depends.
Yeah, right. If 18-year-olds actually made you uncomfortable, you wouldn't date them. You wouldn't have married one who was 17.
Depends on the person. 19, a little uncomfortable, but it depends on the person. So I'm down with the law. The law actually here is 16, but I actually...
It doesn't fucking matter. I'll still kick your fucking ass. I have people in my life that are around that age, and if anybody hurt them, I would kick their fucking ass. And you're a 34-year-old piece of shit. Skip.
Experienced person. Jensen Ackles a long time ago was talking about how he wants an experienced woman, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And he wanted an older woman is what I'm talking about. I was like, that's interesting, because most people, like, when you go to an adult site, you just see teenager, like on POR and Hub, you see teenager, like...
Yeah, but they're about 18, 19 years old. You don't see 16 or 17-year-olds on there, by the way. Skip.
35, and 35, it becomes like almost a 50-50 chance, according to my research, as well as other defects.
Wait.
To produce Down syndrome babies, literally. In Hub, you see teenager, like 19, 18.
I mean, I know you're still stuck.
Stuff. Like,
I know you're still stuck in the mind of a 15-year-old who just discovered porn. So, I mean, we all know that.
Whole category on xnxx.com where it's just 18. So there's a huge obsession with, people who are the least likely to produce Down syndrome babies, literally.
Wow, that's a fucked up piece of shit, dude.
Statistically, that's something else you should Google. Google the ages of people who produce Down syndrome babies, and it's nothing against Down syndrome babies. I'm just saying it's considered a defect or whatever medically. But look up the statistics, and when you start out at 18, it's like the smallest chance of having a Down syndrome baby. And then you go all the way to 35, and 35, it becomes like almost a 50-50 chance, according to my research, as well as other defects. So when you have people who are attracted to 18 and 19-year-olds, you're talking about people who are attracted to people who are at the premium age for breeding.
That's some fucking nasty shit that you would say that on... God, dude. Wow. Just... What a fucking creep. Skip.
It's like, imagine this woman, right? And you're just on her face. Like, I can't do the gesture, but you're just like...
Skip.
It's not mentally disabled the way Sarah is, and not a...
Man, you're a dick.
Change the Facebook page to out Chris Hansen for allegedly doxing me.
No one doxed you. Chris Hansen didn't dox you. Skip.
It doesn't seem that far-fetched to me. He seems like a royal scumbag.
In comparison to you, Chris Hansen's a hero, by the way.
And, I'm saying that because I believe it to be 100% true.
And skip.
Guy, you're standing across from Mike Morse, who as I understand, was last year. You guys can verify this by searching Mike Morse. Morse.
Don't care. Skip.
The old man who has been pursued by Amex, pursued by one of his the people he purchased products through. He's been pursued by his wife for divorce. And these are all in the article.
Your wife did the same thing to you, and yet you think it's okay because you're the one who you conned her out of paying child support because you were faking suicide. Fucking prick. Anyway, I'm not gonna listen to the rest of this shit. I'm gonna try to skip this. This one I think was called Woah, and the next one is called Just Super. So we'll see what else he has to say. I think all these are just recaps of him mouthing off, talking out of his ass.
Okay, so after so many statements that I've made, you guys now know that I'm not going to lay down and take the bombardment. Have you noticed, like, every YouTuber, pretty much, every commentary channel is talking about me? Basically every commentary channel. They noticed that I was staying quiet for so long that they felt safe, like predators, to approach.
So you're calling us predators? Wow. Skip.
Literally apologized for it. And the way it was apologized is a person who's actively leaving the house because she feels unwelcome. She's going to go hang out with her friend because I said I didn't want to do anything with her.
Skip.
They have a choice to make. They either ignore my detailed recalling of recalling.
Oh god, shut up.
It's talking about 8 years ago, where certain details might be blurry.
It shouldn't be blurry if they were from that long ago, by the way. I can remember things from when I was, 15, 14, 13 years old just fine. I can remember those moments, so fuck you.
I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but she just casually went out and slept with somebody, and then she was like, when I said...
And he's mad because he's still doing that, blah, blah, blah.
And nobody cares anymore. Isn't that crazy?
Nobody cares about you anymore. Fuck you.
She was drunk. I blame it on the alcohol that she tried to kiss me. But
blah, blah, blah. Of course you would.
An 18-and-a-half-year-old who blackmailed people.
18-and-a-half-year-old? I doubt that, seriously. Skip.
Is you have somebody who says they have evidence and nothing happens versus another person who's...
There's ways for evidence to go. There's many avenues, like you're trying to claim that you have all this stuff, that you're going through different avenues with Repsion and Chris Hansen. But here's the thing, you served the wrong one, which is hilarious. And you mocked Repsion while you're at, after you got out of the courtroom and everything. It's the first time he's ever seen you face to face. And you go and mock him for having a tiny little pudge in his stomach, and then call him a double chin. Like, huh? Where is the double chin? I don't see one. I mean, you're getting one. You're getting a fat cheek.
Says they don't have evidence.
And that's coming from age, by the way. That does happen. I mean, Repsion's around my age. I think he said he was 28 years old. I think he did. I'm just about a year older than Repsion. So, I mean, that's how that works.
And of course, nothing's going to happen. So,
you think you're untouchable. You think you're untouchable, but you're not. So skip.
You can use. And that doesn't make you look good.
Shut up. You're gonna get the shit that you need. You and your husband are gonna get caught, and you're gonna go away. It's important to know that these avenues that people have to take, it's really egregious, and it's really it's a mishmash of different things that have to happen. First of all, evidence has to be made. There has to be statements written. There has to be evidence that that a detective will go through, which there is one. Everything has to be done right. It's not just this magic that happens that you get arrested for automatically when it happens. They have to go through an investigation, and investigations take time. They do. They really, really take time. Excuse me. And for an investigation this massive, there's so much to go through. And you putting out these videos basically admitting to a lot of things doesn't help either. So skip.
You're going to be a problem. You're going to be a huge problem. Most everybody I've talked to who has BPD knows that they are a problem to people around you. They get crazy emotional. They mix.
It was your fault for dating him in the first place, Greg. You're 20 plus years old dating girls and, underage of 17. Your only excuse is that they're 17 and a half and that when they turn 18, they're the ripe age for breeding, like you just said, because they would be less liable to produce Down syndrome babies. There's a woman who I think was in her 70s and had a child um, recently, and the child's perfectly fine. So, fuck you. Fuck you, Greg.
Accept stories. They remember everything emotionally and not how it actually happened.
That's the issue. And
They're very. Everybody talks about how professional the police are because they're relatively professional until they go on a live stream, and then it's just like, what are you doing?
So what's wrong with a police officer going on live stream? What's wrong with that? I mean, I know you called to complain to the Pierce County Sheriff Department to talk to Chris Hansen, which is perfectly fine. I bet they fucking laughed in your face.
That's so weird to go on a live stream and say, I hope we get justice on this guy, and repeatedly imply that someone's guilty when you have no proof. Just weird. It's so weird.
It's actually not.
Anyway, and lastly, someone tried.
It's funny because we live in an age now. We live in a technological age. Everything that we do is online now. You got people who, like you, who put your entire life online. We got people who, like you, have their addresses and stuff. You can find anybody online. They can hide online. Most people hide anonymously. James, we're tired of your bullshit, and I think the Pierce County, that place that you live, Gig Harbor police, I think they're tired of your bullshit too. You're always going to the police for some reason. You've had 19 cases in 1 year where people went to, police went to your house. And that's saying something. And then you decide to post sexual, tweets on your Twitter account. And then you keep saying, well, I'm going to close down my Twitter, but then you're back like the next day. It's kind of sad that a grown man like you can't function without the internet. And I mean, there are many people who do. There are many people who go, off the grid, maybe getting the essentials that they need. They plant gardens. They get food that way. They take trips down to the supermarket, or to the farmer market, and they live off the grid. They don't require the internet. They live happy, healthy lives off the internet, and there are people out there who do that. So what you're doing is I don't know where I was going with this, but you kind of get what I was trying to say. Greg, James, you're a piece of shit. So skip.
It's probably Vince. This is why you don't burn bridges when you're running a corrupt investigation on someone, Hansen, because you wind up getting what you give. And
so basically, this one he's trying to say that he's untouchable right now, and at this point, he might be, but we know that the end is coming, and it's coming for you. Also, to YouTube, you don't want to be like I'm going to phrase what Shiloh said. You don't want to be the landlord to a serial killer knowing about it, which is important to know. And to you, James, I'm going to repeat something that Chris Hansen said. He was a reporter long before you were born. He's going to be one long after you go to prison. And that's saying something.
what goes around comes around,
Same goes to you, Greg. James.
Artist and start paying people for all the things that you owe them, like
Shut the hell up.
American Express, like
Shut the hell up.
that. I think you already paid the other people back that you went to jail for. You went to jail.
So, a lot of people do.
For that.
And you know the difference between him and you? is he had the integrity to own up to his mistake and go to jail for it, which he only spent like what a couple of days there. But you know what? Who cares? He's done way more than you ever will as a human being. So get bent, eat a dick, and have fun. Anyway, guys, that is the next two videos. I skipped a lot of it because it was mostly him blah blah blahing and repeating all the same stuff that he did for the last 15-20 videos. But I'm going to try to get through two more of these today. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.